Kyle versus Charlie Kirk. It's gonna be a blood orgy. A fight to the death. Well, not really. But it's always fun to see these exchanges, to hear the talking points on either side. Of course, I'm always rooting for my guy, Kyle Kalinske, the Kyle driver. He usually does a pretty good job. I like what he says on his show a lot. Pretty much in agreement with, how he approaches things for the most part. Charlie Kirk, he's just, he's your typical right-wing pundit. Um, Obviously, he's getting his funding from certain sources that want him to promote a certain narrative. And that's fine. If he wants to do that, it's fine. I just like to point that out, and so we can recognize that, versus someone like Kyle, who gets his money from small dollar donations of everyday average people who are not like tied to big money interests. You know what I mean? So sorry for the sniff. Got this seasonal change in the weather. Ugh. But anywho, most of what Kyle did during this little exchange, the Politicon debate 2019, he did a pretty good job. He nailed Charlie on the his hypocrisy on corruption. Like, Charlie's going to call it the corruption on the Democratic Party and Clinton's and stuff like that, but he won't even look at the shit that Trump's doing, even though they're fucking transcripts and people in his administration and in the circle admitting that he did shit. It's fucked up. Anyway, so that was real good of Kyle to do, and most of the points Kyle did a pretty good job of pushing back, holding his ground. But there is one part of the debate where I feel that Kyle could have done better, and that's when Charlie Kirk went on to his little fucking tirade about, oh, you want to steal from Amazon? You want to steal from Jeff Bezos? You want to do? If I was Kyle, right? As if, right? Oh, if I was on the stage, I would have told him. But seriously, if I was Kyle Kalinske, I would ask him, hey, wait, what do you mean you steal? And it would have led to the conversation about, oh, you think taxation is theft, all of it? Do you think all of it's theft, or just some of it? And he would have answered how he answered. But anyway, the reason these places like Amazon should pay taxes is because they're benefiting from the tax-funded economic infrastructure that's allowing their business to be so successful in the first place. And they're doing it because they want to make money. They're not being forced to make money, So it's a choice. You're choosing to make a monetary gain. And the monetary gain would not be possible as it is without that set infrastructure in place. And that set infrastructure needs to be maintained and upkept. Now, if you're of the mindset of a modern monetary theory, I would explain it a bit different, but I'm just explaining it in these terms that people automatically pretty much understand now. Okay, I'll make another video about that some other time, comparing it to where it would make my argument more compatible with what I'm getting at. But anyway, I'm just trying to explain things in terms that people already understand. But anywho, when that tax-funded economic infrastructure starts to crumble, so does the ability for people to make their monetary gains on it. Like, you see these roads falling apart, causes more damage to their vehicles, potholes everywhere. They got to spend more money on repairs. It's shit like that makes it harder to live, harder to, no. And so it needs to be maintained. So it needs that revenue or money to be put back into the system to either offset the possibility of inflation or to actually fund the programs. I know. So if these companies don't want to pay anything in federal tax or anything like that, just to, steal, that's what they're doing. They're stealing from the fucking upkeep of the thing that's allowing them to be monetarily gainful in the first place. That's how I would explain it to old Charlie here. And I would ask him, hey, where am I wrong? Now as Kyle, he said, he tried to go with the social contract sort of thing. And that's not the best way to go about it. I used to do that a long time ago because I didn't really have anything better than that. But now I got this figured out. Wait a minute. Let's back all the way the fuck up, right? Now, it's like, are you being forced by the government to make money? No. You're doing it because you want to. And since you're wanting to do it, you're also choosing the benefit from the benefits of that tax-funded economic infrastructure that's going to allow you to be so gainful as you are. That allows for widespread and stable commerce, allows for people to work a job, to have money to spend on businesses, and it's interconnected. So if Kyle would have approached it that way, I think Charlie would have had a much harder time trying to defend it, because you turn the narrative from your taxes are theft to no, you're wanting to steal from the very fucking thing, the upkeep of the very thing that's enabling you to be so gainful in the first place. Now, if you're listening to this and you disagree with that, hey, let me know in the comment section why. You come see me in the comment section. You know? As long as you're being a relatively good faith actor, or you seem like you're genuine enough, I'll mess around with you. Look, I mean, I'm not a total snob. Shit, I don't look like one. But yeah, that thing that in the just little back and forth at Politicon between Kyle and Charlie, that was the one part in the debate that Kyle really sort of, in my view, dropped the ball. Now, other than that, he's great. The Kyle driver is the man. He's, you can't know everything, but he does know a lot. That's just one of the areas I wish he would have really framed the narrative a bit better, or a whole lot better, really, or the way that I do it. Because I've yet to come across anyone to give a proper response to that. It's really about it. Other than that, Kyle did a very good job. I think pushed back or held his ground, presented the case for the other side pretty good. Especially when he just totally stomped Charlie with that his hypocrisy, two-faced hypocrisy on corruption, that he won't point out Trump's corruption, but he'll point out everyone else's, while Kyle will definitely point out corruption on any and all sides. So anyway, with that being said, I'll see you all around.